This person that does not have the capacity, they're just full of hate, needs to learn from you how to accept love. So that's why you come into congruence or come into or congregate with people like that, is so that we can learn from each other. But what we tend to do, or what humans tend to do, is we'll meet these type of people and want to love, and they don't let us in, and this person is, not opening up, and so they're still hard hearted and da 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 da, and then we go to this combating of like this, like, you know, kind of like a forcefulness, right? And it turns into disdain, and that's why you end up being more like the person with all the hate in their heart, right? Because they're not. Love would require them to change. One of y'all is going to change in this process. Really, both of y'all should be changing, but one, whoever's energy is stronger, will change in this process. They will either change. You're going to either become a hateful person like this person that you keep trying to love, or you're going to walk away from the situation with a hard heart. Still, walk away from the situation with a hard heart, um, and then go taint other people, or you will learn that, okay, this person does not have the capacity for someone like me, so I'm going to walk away. Whenever you walk away, then you're like, okay, I saw what I was supposed to be doing. I needed to learn that, not everyone deserves my love. Not everyone is going to be able to have the capacity of for my love, or for my, whatever the case is, right? And that is kind of the beauty that I've learned in life. The beauty of life is, it is okay that people don't have the capacity for you, Buki. It's okay. And not necessarily for them, but for you, right? Like, we tend to feel so bad, like, oh my gosh, I must be a certain way, or I'm, what is wrong with me? Why doesn't this person want my love? Why doesn't this person want, you know, to be around? It's because not only are they incapable of receiving, they don't think that they deserve it, but they recognize you for who you are, and they're kind of jealous and upset and mad all over again that they can't be that way. Some people really genuinely want to be that way. They want to be like you. They want to be able to love like you. They want the love that people have for you, but they know that that's going to require them to make decisions that they're not willing to make. They know they're going to have to let go of demons. They know they're going to have to empty out that baggage that they're addicted to. Frequencies are addictive. They're addicted to feeling sad. They're addicted to hearing hateful comments. They're addicted to arguments and toxicity, toxic situations. That's why that time when you wanted to pour your love into that person, it turned into an argument. That time where you were trying to encourage somebody, it turned into an argument, right? That time where they just randomly blew up on you because, and you were just existing. It's because they were probably sitting over there thinking about the fact that they're not like you, or thinking about the possibility of you judging them because they're not like you. Especially me being me, I've had situations, and it's funny enough that I've even gotten to the bottom of it because, um, which y'all be able to talk to this one. This is one friend I've had. We've been through some shiz, right? We've been through some stuff, and they'll vouch. Hopefully, that they'll be able to vouch. I have faith in them a little bit, for their growth, because I can vouch for their growth up until they show me that I can't. But they operated out of a place of just pure, just emotionally driven, like self kind of, what is the word? They just operated out of a very egotistical place, right? And they were doing things to receive things. And I believe that that was their problem, especially with what they were trying to achieve. You cannot force people to do things that they don't want to do. You can't. It's not going to work. If anything, you're going to repel them, right? And especially not being what they need. You're not what they need. You are a lover, and this person's looking for a fighter. Or you're a lover, and this person's looking for a bill payer. Love's not going to pay bills, babes. But yeah, so yeah, that, like I was saying, music's loud. Can y'all hear that? Can y'all hear that? But yeah, so basically the gist of this video is just stop loving people that don't want to be loved. If they didn't ask for your love, babes, don't give it to them. And it's not to be mean. And it's not to be, harsh or anything like that. It just is what it is. It's life, and it's okay. Like, there are plenty of people out there that could utilize someone like you. They could use someone like you in their life, right? I like to think of a way to be able to tell who you can give your love to who you can't give your love to, or who you should give your love to who you shouldn't give your love to, is checking temperatures, right? Whenever you check a temperature, what you're doing is basically you're getting an understanding of the vibe that they're at, right? What's their temp? Where are they at? That's where dating comes in. You need to understand what you're dealing with, so you don't end up dating a serial killer or dating a serial dater. You know what I mean? A serial sexer. You need to understand what and who to recognize, but you only can do that by going within. You cannot do that with the naked eye. You are not gonna listen. You are not going to find what you are looking for with the naked eye. Does not work like that. It does not work like that. It does not work like that. You have to be energetically aligned in order to see the things that you would like or desire to come into fruition in your life, right? So if you are attracting somebody who's not open to the capacity of your love, that's because you are aware that you have a lot of love to give, and you probably talked yourself into the idea that there are people out there that do not love you back, or that can't receive your love. I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds unorthodox, but it is exactly what it is. You attracted that person and you created that situation for yourself. It just is what it is. But the beauty of it is that you can then create a better situation. You can change that by learning from it. And instead of taking an L, taking a loss, you're going to take a lesson. You're going to say, oh, I learned something from this. I'm not a loser. I'm a learner. I learned that this person went through XYZ. And you don't even have to go that into detail. I just like to do it because it just opens space for people to then, vent, or to express parts of themselves that probably people don't care. There are people out there that don't care. Unfortunately, and fortunately, I am one of those people that do care to an extent. Not honestly, not in any way that is too emotional, but just in an aspect of, like, that's energy. Like, people need to talk. People need to get it out. And what better way to offer that space than not only in a controlled environment that I'm providing, but also for myself. So I'm asking you these things to better understand you, so that I can know if I even want to continue dealing with you. And it's not to say that you shouldn't tell your this is where people start to get the masking thing. Like, no, you have to understand. That's how you understand who's really for you or who's not. Yeah, you may have gone through certain situations, and you come across somebody like me, and I'm like, okay, yeah, tell me all about it. Let me know who you are, and da 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 da. And you tell me, and then I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm making a decision that I don't want you in my life, or I don't want you around me. And I hate that people take it as such a bad thing, because if you really took a step back and realized that, you know like, somebody like me doesn't want to be friends with a girl who likes to have a lot of different partners, it's just because of my safety. I'm just thinking about my safety. That person would be an awesome individual to be around and hang around and pour into, if they didn't have that certain quality about them, right? And, like, that was a real situation I've had, and she just couldn't understand why I didn't want to be friends with her. And it was just simply because of that. She was awesome in all other areas, but she couldn't control her urge to do those things. And I'm like, I dealt with it as long as I could, but it's like, I just don't want that type of energy around me. I like balanced, clean energy. I like people who are committed to themselves, not all the willy nilly, not all the self destruction stuff. I've done that. I did it. I did it for a period of my life, and it is not it. It's not it. But it is addictive, and energies are addictive. So if I can be addicted to a low vibrational, um, get nothing done, not really get anything done type of energy, then I can tap into a higher quality of energy that can allow me to then see what I need to see, so that I'm not pouring my being into emptiness, or into something that's already filled with hate, hurt, whatever. Because hurt people, and healed people, but we have to understand that people still have free will. So you can be a healer all you want, but if they aren't seeking healing, they're not going to ever heal. They're not going to ever hear anything you have to say as constructive criticism or love. They're going to hear it as criticism and hate and judgment, right? I always say, I like to say that I don't judge. I'm an observer. It's an observation. Like when people, I'm the type of person who'll be like, yeah, the little short white lady with curly hair and she kind of has some thick hips. Like I describe people because I'm observing the person. I'm not judging them. I'm not, or if I say, that person that's always funky, I, they're funky. Like, I mean, if I smell good and they're like that girl with the fro that always smells really good, I don't think that they're judging me. I think they're just describing the type of person that they see, that they, their eyes conceive me as. Like, that's just is what it is. And you just got to understand that people are not going to always understand that. So you have to just be yourself regardless. And at the end of the day, I don't suggest you harden your heart, but I do suggest that you take yourself out of certain situations that are not serving you. Take yourself out of certain situations that are quite literally repelling you. I heard it put, if that person is throwing you in the trash, if that person threw you in the trash, threw your love in the trash, why the heck would you go crawl back? And you pulled yourself out the trash. Why would you go crawl back to the person that threw you away? Why would you go crawl back to the person that rejected your love? Now you're addicted to being rejected. You see how, and that's not a bad thing, but you see how you can learn from it. Okay, I keep doing the same thing. Maybe I'm addicted to being misunderstood. Maybe I'm addicted to people not loving me. I have all this love to give and I don't know what to do with it. So now I'm going to go put myself in the same game of love, 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 and not receive, not receive. And now I'm woe is me. I'm a victim. That's addictive. You're addicted to being a victim. It's not a bad thing. It's just an observational thing. That's just an observation that you need to have so that you can become the best version of yourself and not continue the cycle of being a victim, of giving your love to people who don't deserve it. And the only reason they don't deserve it is because they feel they don't deserve it. That's it. Just like you feel you don't deserve it to be reciprocated or it to be accepted. And you're also doing it because you want something in return. How egotistical is that? So now you're working out of your ego. So we've learned from somebody who keeps giving their love just based off of this conversation, this one conversation that we're having right now, right? So we've learned that, okay, I'm a victim and I've been playing this victim role for a minute and I didn't even realize it. Okay, so there needs to be a change because I don't really want to be a victim. I don't really like how that I feel. Okay, so we're going to look at my options, right? To be anything but a victim. Okay, how am I operating out of victim? We just found out and we determined that it's your ego. Your ego is like, oh, heck yeah, every time you're rejected, your ego's like, yo, I need more of that. Give me 2 of them. Give me 3 of them. I need more of that. Yep, your ego's like, yeah, keep them coming. Your ego's gonna go start seeking people to reject you. That's so terrible. And now you realize that you're addicted. I know it is like, I know I'm laughing, and it's not funny necessarily, but it is. It's funny because it's so simple. And as much as I would like to be like, I want to help you, I want to do this, I want to do that, I can't do that. I can't do that. The only times I've ever had any success story in helping somebody successfully turn their life into the version that they have in their heads, which I've done a few times, not intentionally, just being myself, by the way. That was, yeah, that was a sight to see. And that was only because they were open to it. That was only because they were looking for it. They knew who to come to. They came directly to me. They came directly to me. They didn't have any, they put their pride to the side. They understand, Nuday's just she's blunt. She's a very loving human being. She has my best interest at heart. All she asks is that I come as I am and I am being straight up because I can't help anybody that's not being straight up. The doctor can't help you if you don't tell them what's going on. And honestly, doctors don't help you at all. But if you're looking and if you're seeking help from the universe, right? And that starts with the universe. That starts with God. For you to come in contact with me, you have to start with God. That's just first and foremost for you to truly get the fullness out of meeting somebody like me, meeting other people like me. And I'm only talking about myself in this manner because this is me, right? And it just is what it is. I know that I am a very safe person. I'm a safe haven for people. But at the same time, I'm not your safe space. I'm only safe because I've provided a safe space for myself. So you just automatically, that's what comes with me, right? So I made a video on that before. I just never posted it. But yeah, this is not your safe space, it's mine. I'm just sharing it with you. Because when you leave, this space is still safe. You might go to a dangerous space, but this is safe. You know what I'm saying? And I think that people have never really met such a consistent type of safe space. And I don't know, I like that. I like being able to assist people in unlocking that version of themselves, assist people with looking in the mirror and not feeling judged by eyes that aren't, even there anymore. Or look in the mirror and not feeling that heaviness of like, oh, I don't ever want to date again. I don't ever want to love again. Why? You know, let's find the why. Let's find out the why. Let's get an understanding of then what we can do from here, who's going to be doing what, and then so forth and so on. So if you are seeing this, which I know people are seeing, that's another thing. Y'all have been reaching out to me like on Instagram. Somebody even found me on TikTok. I don't know how that happened, but hey, yeah, somebody found me on TikTok, but y'all been messaging me. A few people messaged me on Instagram that that they came from YouTube, and I really do appreciate the encouragement. Even though I'm not getting any, a lot of likes, and I'm not getting a lot of comments, I do see that people are interacting with my videos, and I hope that you get what you need out of a video like this. And also, if y'all are going to be messaging me, message me suggestions on topics that you want to hear me talk about, because otherwise y'all see what I like. I'm just going to be breaking down putting things in a very practical manner, because I know I've seen people say that they're putting things in a practical manner, but I'm like, people still have so many questions on like how and what to do, and no one can do it all for you, but there are more practical ways to put things. Like, yeah, so two minds, three minds is better than one. And yeah, this is just the beginning, and it's not the end of the world. You could be in a situation right now where you're giving your love to the wrong person, and you're probably looking at this like, wow, I've really been doing that. And you probably have, and that's okay, because it's good that you recognize it, so then you can now change it. Remember, we don't take losses. If you're going to take an L, let it be a lesson. Become a learner. Don't be a loser. Alrighty, bye.